Hello, hi there, lovely Aries. My name is Bella, and most people know me as Bella's Secret Psychic. Welcome to my channel. And if you'd like to learn more about me and my services, just look below. And this is your June love forecast for 2017. And how I work is I work with my spirit guides. That's how I do all my readings. So it's pretty much me translating what it is that they want you to know as you navigate through June in a very general way, to help you have some insight. So think about this reading in like weeks, like the next 4 weeks, but pretty much like from around the 5th of June, roughly, approximately. So my guides talk, a lot of this reading is about your headspace and where your head is at, and how in this month, like, you have come on a long journey and you really are in a very sort of like feeling like yourself, feeling in control, feeling powerful. And I feel here this is like a month, almost like you're doing a health check, like an emotional health check, just to check that everything is good. Whether you're single, in a new connection, or otherwise. But it feels to me that in the first week, you're doing a lot of hard work on deciding, and I've noticed a lot with star signs, like deciding where you should be putting the hard work in when it comes to a relationship. What is worth your time, what is not worth your time. So part of that self-reflection is kind of looking back on what is around you right now, whether you're in a connection or not, and deciding whether it's good enough. And for those of you who are in a good connection, you will be truly committing. You would make a very firm decision in that first week that you are going to be committing to this person that you are with more. So even if you've been in a long-term relationship, you're like, I'm committing more to them. So there's more. You know, for some of you, you'll be actively planning engagements, wedding, moving in. You are actively saying, this person I'm giving much more to, they deserve it because they've been like this to me. And some of you, you're in a new connection because of your experiences. You're truly deciding and looking at its worth and looking at whether the hard work that's there already, whether they are giving hard work to you, that it's worthwhile. You'll be making a decision to commit to them. And some of you, particularly if you're single, you'll just be like, you know what, I'm just going to put in some I need to do some self-reflecting to put some hard work into who I am, so that I never have bad experiences like I had recently, or in the end of last year. That you're just like, there's something about you just wanting to make sure you are 100, like any wound, even if it's got a little bit of a crack still in it, that you just want to smooth all over. You want to be emotionally well because you want to have your eye on the ball. So as you get into the second week, particularly for those of you who have made a commitment to someone, you know, you've been dating and you've chose that person, whatever this is, you feel confident, you feel like everything is going well, you feel like even though you might have done a lot of introspective kind of work, you can see the direction, you can see your way forward. So no matter what, that this is what this whole sort of reading is about. It's about how you perceive things, it's about how you feel about yourself. But you wanted to do it in a very methodical way where you are kind of planning and you can see the direction, and that you have chosen someone to be with that represents good stability. You have good communication and it's good. So you can see the light, basically. You can see the direction you're going and you're feeling very confident about it. You trust yourself, whereas perhaps a few months ago you didn't trust your choices when it came to love. But you trust yourself in this moment with this person, whether they're new, otherwise. And I would say that if you're single in that second week, that's the week to be making decisions about who it is that you have chosen to be with, because they are displaying that they can give hard work in the connection back. Because you are not going to give your time to anybody who wastes your time, doesn't communicate, or ghosts you. Not you, Aries. Now in the third week, very differently to pretty much nearly every star sign. And maybe it's because it's the element that you are a fire sign, and we do have Sagittarius going. It's the full moon on the 9th is in Sagittarius, and we do have Jupiter going direct also on the same day. But normally that means for everybody they're feeling really optimistic, for you guys, it's not that you don't feel optimistic. I feel here that you, because it is a month that's been shown to me about your emotions and that self-reflection, that even though you've made a decision and you're really firm about it and you see the light, in that third week, it's almost like I need to check this out, and maybe you can check this out yourself. Something in your star sign in particular, astrologically, must be happening that is very different from everybody else. Because the way it's been shown to me, in that third week, you almost have a flashback to the past pain that you had experienced in your last connection. That for a lot of you was around sort of December, January period. Like, you will become quite introverted and probably not communicate with anybody that you are, that you have recently committed to in that third week. You're the only star sign that doesn't use the optimism of Jupiter going forward, but you use it in a way like it's not like you use it deliberately. It's almost like you just have this traumatic flashback that kind of, I feel here that sometimes we have to close something, don't we? Sometimes we need to complete some sort of shadow work or kind of like trauma that has happened to us. And so in a way, there's a little bit in the third week of you slipping down a little bit. But you know how that saying is, once you're down, you go up again. It feels like it is the final thing that you need to kind of experience. Because what my guides are saying is that if you don't almost relive it, it will just keep seeping out again and would seep out in some sort of paranoia in your new connection that you've committed to. So kind of see it like a bit of a healing moment, which may not feel good, but the flashback is there. And it's not because anybody's triggered it. It just feels like, bam, it comes out of nowhere. And you're like, oh my God, what happens if this happens again? Like, go with it. Don't resist it. Because I feel like if you resist it, it will just linger longer. And then you might end up saying something to the new person you're trying to entertain or be with, or your existing connection. It may even be that the person that you're with was the person who caused it in the first place. Just know that it's not going to last. Just know that it's not going to be the same. And it's normally our energetic way of just trying to process and to heal ourselves. It doesn't last. It just seems to last in that week, and it's very different from everybody else's. But it's all part of what I feel my guides are saying, what's happening in June for you, which is about you just healing once and for all and making absolutely sure that it is all done and dusted. And in the fourth week, again, unlike other people, even though it goes better, sorry about that coughing, that's my husband in the background. But in the fourth week, I would say here that most of you ride through that, and you've probably heard this message, and you'll find you go with the flow, and it's fine. At the end of it, you're like, nope, that happened. I'm rationalising it. It's completely fine. It's not going to happen again. This is a different person, and it's fine. I've put it to bed. I've closed that wound. And some of you still get to that point, but you might just linger a little bit longer in it in the fourth week. Maybe because you didn't hear this message, or maybe because it was such a traumatic experience that it's just going to take a bit longer. But please know, all of this was kind of necessary for you to heal once and for all, so that that commitment that you committed to at the beginning of the month to a new person, even to the person who did this, that actually is almost like, and I would say it definitely would apply for people that perhaps went back with somebody, that actually that was needed, because you can't go forward if you don't forgive that person, can you? And I think you can't go forward even if you're not with that person. You can't go forward if you can't forgive what somebody did to you, to give it back to them. Don't let what they projected onto you and what they did to you keep haunting you, basically. And I feel that this is what this month is about you putting old ghosts to bed, so that you can commit confidently, lovingly, freely, without stuff coming up to scare you, which will only then impact your connection with the new person. Do you get me? I hope you do. So sorry guys, I know this was a bit deep, but I have to always give what my guides show me. but it feels extremely necessary that you purge out all that stuff so that you can move on. Like the fire sign that you are, ablaze, magnificent. I think I must have said this to you before, at least once, Aries, that see it like being the phoenix. You know, you rise from the ashes. And you're just going through that moment, particularly in the third week. So I do hope that that's helped you today. And I hope you have an amazing June. Take care.